You have probably been a part of an extracurricular before. Extracurriculars are things you do outside of school. Now we all do a lot of things outside of school. I mean, the Roblox grind never stops, both outside and during school. But extracurriculars are things that your parents probably forced you to do at some point. And there are a wide range of different extracurriculars to choose from. And if you're blind and didn't read the title of this video, we are doing a tier list of every extracurricular ever to exist on the granite of this planet. I'm a rapper. Let's start with sports. There are a wide variety of different sports to choose from. You know, you got your soccer, basketball, golf,
Gatorade.
Golf is a great sport, by the way. If you hating on golf, then I can tell you're broke. You clearly ain't never experienced the beauty of golf before. But then you got the butt cheek sports. I'm talking badminton and volleyball. Oh my god. Volleyball might be the goofiest sport out there. I get that you have to be athletic and tall to be good at volleyball, but let me ask you this. When have you ever seen anyone actually watch volleyball that doesn't play volleyball themselves? Like, volleyball has zero fans outside of people that play the sport themselves, and that number itself is already basically zero. Volleyball is a type of sport where the women's version is more fun to watch than the men's version. I think any sport where the women's version is more fun to watch than the men's version is objectively ass, and that has nothing to do with sexism. It's just straight facts. Just think about all the sports where the women's version is better. We got volleyball, tennis, figure skating. Like, these are dookie. And you might be wondering, brother, what does any of this have to do with extracurriculars? I don't know. But if you're a parent, you don't want your kid to grow up and be good at a sport that ain't no one care about. Like bowling. No one gives a fuck if you're good at bowling. Bowling is the type of shit you do at birthday parties. It shouldn't even be a real competitive sport. But you want to know what the actual worst sport is? Swimming. Fuck swimming. I did swimming for a good 6 years of my childhood, and I'm convinced it was the reason for my childhood trauma. I got to the level of swimming where it got competitive. Like, I was going to swim meets every now and then. Swimming actually fucked me up real bad. The instructors I had were these two extra grumpy Asian guys. I can't lie. If I see any one of these guys again, it's on sight. I'm getting my revenge. Swimming is both painful and boring. There is nothing gratifying about swimming. The only positive I can think about my swimming lessons were leaving the swimming lessons. That was the best feeling in the world. But the dread I faced the day before I had a swimming lesson, knowing the next day I had to go to the labor camp swimming practice. Parents, don't send your kid to swimming lessons. That being said, I think swimming is a really important skill. Just don't make them a competitive swimmer. Just make sure they're good enough so they don't drown, and it's ping chilling. So where are these sports going on the tier list? I think the good sports like soccer and basketball should go in S tier. The trash sports like volleyball, they're going in the D tier. And swimming is alone in F tier, where it belongs. I'm gonna change the direction up and talk about instruments. Learning instruments is a good way to build discipline and learning skills. I sound like a white woman right now. Just like sports, there are a wide variety of instruments, and I think most of them are alright. Like piano. Piano is a popular extracurricular, and I think piano is alright. I played piano from ages like 4 to 12, and apparently I was pretty good for my age because I was level 8 in the RCM series by the 5th grade. And then I quit because I hated it. Looking back, I'm glad I did piano, but it didn't really do anything for me. You would think that I built discipline doing it, but I practiced for only like 15 minutes a day, so I don't think that counts. I think if you get too good at the piano, it might come back to bite you. Like, I got a friend who's crazy good at piano. This guy completed the ARCT, Associate Diploma of the Royal Conservatory of Music, when he was 12. And he always be going to these crazy piano competitions. The problem is, he basically doesn't know any music that's not classical music. Like this one time I tried to show him a rap song, Carnival, and then the day after, he said he played bad at a competition because of the song I made him listen to. Like, surely Kanye ain't that bad.
I see good things about Hitler also.
But instruments are overall not so bad, so I'm putting them in B. But there is one instrument that I'm going to separate from the rest, because this is easily the worst extracurricular you can send your kid to. The drums. Let me tell you this. If you get your kid to learn the drums, they're either gonna grow up special or a druggie. There's no in between. I don't know, it must be something about the drums that does that to people. But I have never witnessed an intelligent drums player. It's never happened before. So drums go into F tier. Done with them. Now let's talk about extracurriculars that are literally just extra school. I'm talking about extra math classes, extra science classes, basically all of the nerdy stuff. These are very simple. It's a trade-off. If you want your kid to take these classes, their grades are gonna go up and their bitches are gonna go down. It's that simple. But I guess another positive is that I don't think there has ever been a criminal that ever took extra math classes. So these go in the C tier. And another really similar one is robotics. I think robotics is pretty cool, especially if you have the opportunity to do it with friends. You get a chance to build a big robot to play these random games. But the biggest problem with robotics is that some of the most bizarre people do it. I'm saying this from experience. A while ago, I had the opportunity to join a robotics team with some of my friends. But when I saw some of the people on this team, I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to catch some strange virus from these strange people. You know the saying, you become the 5 people you spend the most time with? Yeah, I couldn't afford for that to happen around these people. Next up is debate class. Now, I don't expect many of you to have taken debate classes before. I took debate for a good 2 years, and those may have been the 2 most miserable years of my life. We live in a society with some of the most closed-minded people ever, who have opinions and die by them. And I think we can blame it all on debate classes. Debate classes teach people to be as closed-minded as possible, because if you are to slightly agree with your opponent's arguments, no matter how valid they might be, you lose. So you just gotta keep fighting for your opinion, even if it's a lost cause. I went to a few debate tournaments, and those things were a net negative experience for everybody. I remember my first tournament. Me and my partner were stressing, but our first round went surprisingly well. Me and my partner were cooking that round, absolutely flaming our opponents, and we managed to get a close second place in that round. There are 4 teams per round, but second place is still a great result. Then for the second round, there's a skill-based matchmaking system where the higher scoring teams all face off against each other. And we got completely smoked in the second round. It was actually embarrassing how badly we got smoked. It felt like I was trying to win a Twitter argument and arguing for all women's rights to be immediately removed. It was a loss before it even started. The whole round though, every time one of my opponents flamed me, I was like, this bitch. He's probably a dickhead in real life. You can just hear it in their voices. I've noticed that people who are really good at debate just never want to stop fighting for the most stupid opinions that don't even matter at all. They become generally unpleasant people. Debate classes go in the F tier. There are so many more extracurriculars I could talk about, but I might make a part 2 for that. Anyways, never make your kid play drums, and subscribe.